The devil is a Democrat. All right, welcome to the Badger Den. We got a whole fun host of garbage to throw at you because it is hilariously awesome today. We're going to show you just how commie can a commie get in the world of Democrat and Republican. That's right, Democrats are commies now, and I've got more evidence for it. We're going to get into Rainbow Brite. That's right, we're going to show you just how bright the rainbow can be, and we're going to taste it. Taste those Skittles. And the Dems support criminality. Indeed, we all knew it, but those commies got a commie. We're going to point out the DC liars. People love safety. In fact, they really do. Supporting illegal child apists. These PDFers, that is what the commies love to support. And don't be a commie. Like and subscribe. Just don't join in that group. Let's get away from the commies. Like and subscribe. DOGE wins. Indeed, all those programs, we're just going to go through one. Joe Rogan went through a bunch of them, and we're just going to tear apart one. This is just one from Joe Rogan's feed that somebody called on. Wanted to grab it, show it, just show what the lefties are up in arms about, because they don't even know what they're talking about. They're commies. And we're going to throw in a Canadian Tinfoil Hat Theory. I saw this out there on X, and I thought it was ludicrous, but more and more evidence has come out. In fact, the government initially tried to justify this, and they don't really have a good answer why. And looking at something fun, the Jetsons Bike. So let's get into it, shall we? Everybody's favorite puppy killer needs to go to jail. That's right, Fauci. Fauci's here. Here's Fauci. It's Fauci here. Fauci. Rand Paul. He has an objective, and that objective is to get Fauci behind bars. But Fauci can't go behind bars, you say. That's at the federal level. And not only that, that is a pardon done by a potato. So Fauci can potentially go behind bars. What has been shown is that it looks like that Fauci not only knew what was going on, he helped aid in the cover-up. Surprise, surprise. Those of us who were paying attention kind of knew this, but now there's legit evidence coming out by a whistleblower that indeed Fauci was hiding the truth. I've already refiled my criminal referral of Dr. Fauci to President Trump's Department of Justice for lying to Congress. Oh, yes. Oh, yes, Fauci. This is yet another reason he should be behind bars. From the Daily Caller, senior American intelligence officials broke protocol to conceal classified intelligence that COVID-19 came from a lab, from the president and the public, granting Fauci's inner circle extraordinary influence for silencing their own spy scientists. What exactly did he do? I'm glad you asked. Fauci, back in the winter of 2020, when we were looking for what was going on, he was the director of the National Institute on Allergy and Infectious Diseases. Fauci oversaw the merging of civilian virus research and anti-bioweapons research, including the coronavirus engineering project at the Chinese military-linked lab in Wuhan. Let me read that to you for the people in the back. Including the coronavirus engineering project at the Chinese military-linked lab in Wuhan. Fauci was granted a... Yeah, we don't care about the potato that granted him a pardon by auto pen, because that doesn't really count now, does it? No, it does not. Just remember, Fauci knew about this. Fauci helped fund this. Fauci directed this. And which president was it that authorized it? Oh, yeah, Obama. Obama authorized it. Huh, what about that? Obama, do you think you might go to jail for this? Maybe. Probably not. Be like to see it. And again, a potato with an auto pen does not count. We still do not know if those auto pens are actually legitimate. That case is still working its way through, and they are not legitimate. If a potato has an auto pen and it signs on a pardon, that potato does not have the wherewithal and cognitive ability to authorize their signature. I'm sorry, Mr. Potato Head cannot sign pardons. John Myers, former director of regional intelligence in the Pentagon for the Joint Chiefs of Staff, told the Daily Caller that he could say with 100% certainty that in the fall of 2019, he had seen intelligence about an incident at a lab in Wuhan where reviewing traffic on the Pentagon's secret intelligence machine had included this information in his read boards for commanders. But the information never reached President Trump's daily brief in January or February. That's a bad issue. Fauci was routinely advising national security officials in the White House, meeting with National Security Council 16 times over the same period. Despite his private concerns, Fauci never once mentioned the lab at the pandemic's epicenter, according to the then Centers for Disease Control and Prevention Director Rob Redfield. Let's go over one more time. Fauci hid the origins. He knew the lab. He knew where it came from. There were discourses going on from Chinese officials that knew that the leak had occurred, and he helped cover it up. Why? Because he was trying to cover up his own behind. Specifically, he knew that he was helping fund it and help orchestrate the lab, the actual picking of the lab where it was in China, and funding the lab itself and directing the research as far as the gain of function research, basically generating a bioweapon in that laboratory. He knew it. He was directing it. He was funding it. And then he hid who created it. Who was that? Oh, yeah. Him and his colleagues. So all those deaths of COVID, where are you rabid leftists who want to inject a bunch of people with experimental mRNA vaccines? Where are you? Where are you on all of that? Shouldn't you be jumping at Fauci's throat? But you're not, are you? You're not. Why is that? Why is that, leftist? And this is why you suck, leftist. Statement from the executive chairman of Bed Bath & Beyond. For all those people that believe in, we need a living wage. We need a living wage. Here is why you do not need a living wage, because you're absolutely insane. Because this is going to happen not just to Bed Bath & Beyond. It is happening to other companies. McDonald's as well is going full automation as much as they can, and you're going to see more of it. So instead of getting your living wage, you're getting layoffs. You just, it's like, what's that word? I'm going to spite myself by cutting off my own nose or something. People are just insane. We will not open or operate retail stores in California, per the executive chairman of Bed Bath & Beyond. It's about reality. This decision is not about politics. California has created one of the most overregulated, expensive, and risky environments for business in America. It's a system that makes it harder to employ people, harder to keep the doors open, harder to deliver value to customers. The result? Higher taxes, higher fees, higher wages that many businesses cannot sustain, and endless regulations that strangle growth. He goes on to say, we're taking a stand because it's time for common sense. Businesses deserve the chance to succeed. Employees deserve jobs that last, and customers deserve fair prices. California's system delivers the opposite. Booyah! You just don't get it, do you, leftists? You don't get it. Commie's got a commie, but guess what? Communism and the free markets do not work. You end up with destruction every time. That's why businesses are leaving California in droves. And when businesses leave, people leave. That's why we've got to do a new census right now to get the illegals out and restructure the representation of actual people that have left California and moved to red states. So again, for all those rainbow hairs, all of you leftists that have left California and New York for better, greener pastures in red states, stop the friggin' cycle. Stop it. Leave your commie stuff in Commifornia. It's rigged, and it gets worse out of D.C. I told you guys. I called this over a week ago. You just don't listen. The chairman of the D.C. Police Union says that crime stats were rigged to cover up the state's true scale of violence. Indeed. Greg Pemberton says senior officials pressured officers at crime scenes to downgrade the reports. Shootings were erased as incident reports. Robberies disguised as thefts, and burglaries softened to unlawful entry. For years, he argued, the public has fed a false picture of safety while crime raged beneath the surface. Wow. And this is just on the heels of that little hockey stick we looked at where D.C. crime rates fell, where I called it out, that there were reports coming out from the D.C. police unions that they were told to cover up the crime. This is absolutely insane. Again, you leftists who love the criminals just blow my mind. And remember, the people who live there, the black people who live there, who are for this, arresting black criminals, they love it, because guess what? No matter your race, no matter your creed, you want to live in a safe space. Stop, you crazy white libtards. Stop it. Yep, I'm calling it. It's white libtards. 90% of the people who live there support what is going on. There have been over 500 arrests of serious criminality. We're talking illegal drugs, illegal weapons, rapists, murderers. That's right. Oh, I'm sorry. Did you not hear? Did you not hear about the illegal that was caught in a park? Oh my goodness. What they did, according to Jessica Tarlov, some absolutely insane leftist, I believe, on Fox, this doesn't make D.C. safer. It'll just make people not come to D.C. The cruelty is always the point. What is she talking about? What is she talking? Who is she defending? I know, you leftists. Look at this horrible picture where they tackle this poor defenseless illegal. Look at him. He's just struggling right there, getting tackled by these horrible ICE people. Just saw D.C. police and federal agents detain a man at the National Mall. He appeared to try to escape but was quickly tackled to the ground. He was screaming in Spanish, "Please, I'm not a criminal. I work here. I want to be with my family." That's just so sad. It's just so sad. Oh, but wait. Who was this man? Who was he? Why are you defending a criminal illegal alien invader charged with assaulting a child? Again, why are we letting these people out of jail who are touching children? Why? Wood chipper. I don't care what color you are. Put you in the wood chipper. Feet first. Put it on slow. Yeah, I'll pull the lever. I'll smile at you doing it. Oh my goodness. This is who you are protecting. Amy Cho had to do an update, the little leftist that had to say, oh, but they're tackling this poor defenseless illegal. He's from Mexico. He was given a final order of removal, entered the U.S. illegally 3 times, arrested in Fairfax in January 30th of 2024, and charged with aggravated S against a minor under 13. He's a pedo. PDFer. YouTube's going to censor this one. Oh, well. And this is what you leftists support. Not only do you support that, you support wasting money. So, under the Kids Wish Network that raised $127 million of your and my tax dollars, they paid to solicitors $109 million. Wow. They spent a percentage on direct cash, so they just literally gave out direct cash payments to these people, these solicitors. Aid to the actual kids only amounted to 2.5%. Looking at the Cancer Fund of America, less than 1% went to actual looking for cancer. So again, Cancer Fund of America, 1% going to cancer, 2.5% of the Kids Wish Network actually went to helping kids. And yet you people support wasting my money on this. Again, Rainbow Hair, make it make sense. You can't, can you? Because a commie's got a commie. Don't be a commie. Subscribe. And there's nothing to see here. Let's put on our tinfoil hats real quick. And let's look at what is happening in Canada, our hat to the north. Anonymous, this hacking group, loosely correlated hacking group that gets together and does these sort of attacks. And they think they're these vigilantes, and they do, some good, some bad, some gray area stuff. But regardless, they have put Nova Scotia on notice. Why? Because Nova Scotia has been caught putting glyphosate spraying on 3,500 acres of drought-stricken, fire-prone forest. Why? That's the question. People who do not know what glyphosate is, it's this cancer-causing chemical that kills plant. It is weed killer. They're spraying it throughout the forests of Nova Scotia where all the fires are going on. Why would you do that? Why would you make a tinderbox more of a tinderbox? What is the goal here? Not only that, they are charging people in Canada for ridiculous fines of like $20,000 to $30,000 if they're caught walking through a forest. You people have given up your second A rights, and you're going to regret it very soon. Oh, yeah. As bad as that is, it's going to get worse. Just look at Europe and the UK. Canada, I feel for you for those that are awake and paying attention. So let's get our mind out of the hoopla that's going on there and look at something a little more fun. Volonaut, the air bike, has created the first ever Jetsons-esque scooter. I guess I'm aging myself here. Let's look at what it does. It's my first time doing like a video here. Here he's turning up the RPMs on this thing. And voila. You know you want one now. That is sick. I want one. All right, guys. I'm going to have to leave you there. Mouthy, signing off.